All right, qualifying is over. It is time to go racing from Pocono. Up front will be Mark Nelson and Jeff Hinkle, Greg McDaniel and Mark Dantuma on the second row. Kevin Reed, Jared Heasley on the third row. Harley Barletta and Canadian Stig have the fourth row. Eric Stoy, Aaron Mason rounding out the top 10. Richie West in 11th. Bill Percy back in the car in 12th. 13th is Brandon Springer and William Mann Sr. in 14th. Ian Ogden in 15th. Brian Oshinska in 16th. Topher in race control as always, and Jacob Springer rounding out the field. Jacob is not taken to the track since practice. He may not be gridding and may not be racing. And you see Anywhere But Pocono logos on the hood of the top two. And fourth place and fifth place. Almost everybody has taken to the grid, just waiting on one or two more drivers, and we'll go racing. Let's see if we can get a quick word with race control, because he's going to have his hands full tonight. Hey, Topher, it's Doug. You got me?
As soon as I find the right button. Yeah, Doug, how you doing, buddy?
I am good. So, how are you feeling about race controlling one here at Pocono?
Well, I was unable to RC last night, and there were several issues with because this is the first Cup race, or excuse me, first Xfinity race. We're using the restart zone, and there were some issues last night. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm expecting a show.
Well, it can definitely get interesting out here. I have to ask, man, you see all those logos on the hood of these cars and the irony of the Anywhere But Pocono League sponsoring tonight's race. Do you think one of those ABP cars is going to get to victory lane?
Oh, I'm fully expecting that one of the NOPO cars is going to get up there and win it. It's either my gut tells me it's going to be a Mark Nelson night.
Well, that would be awesome, and it would obviously be hilarious for that group in general.
Oh, it would be hysterical.
Well, good luck, and keep an eye on Harley Barletta into turn one. He's been known to cause problems on the first lap.
Yeah, we'll be watching everybody.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, man. Have fun.
Topher Baltimore in race control. Huge shout out to him for always being available and race controlling for this group. Some views from the chopper. As the chopper is overhead, they go around for the pace lap on this 2.5 mile triangle shaped track. Out of turn 3, the pace car will pull down pit road and we'll get ready to go racing. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. They fire down the front straightaway. And here we go. Turn 1, always exciting on lap 1 at Pocono. This could get interesting. Into turn 1. Hinkle pulls to the lead quickly. Got cars sliding up the track. Mark Dantuma lost a little bit of grip mid-corner, but pulls it back down. Everybody trying to get sorted out here. And it looks like Harley Barletta was trying to make a move under Kevin Reed into turn 2. Couldn't get there. Kevin almost gets in the wall. And Greg McDaniel starting to move forward. He is down underneath Mark Nelson for second. Mark still trying to fight. Oh, Mark gets the wall right in front of Mark Dantuma. everybody keeps going. No change in position. They are single file back into turn one. And Jeff Hinkle already pulled a half-second gap on Greg McDaniel. Tire wear and fuel conservation are going to be two big stories here tonight, as everybody has to make it and play the different strategy. Canadian Stig has crashed as Harley Barletta comes by Kevin Reed for fifth. What happened to... Oh, just wicked loose through turn one. Almost had it saved. And Kevin Reed now trying to fight back by Harley Barletta down to the inside for turn one. Kevin sends it in deep. Eric Stoy's going to take advantage. Eric down under Harley going for... trying to take that position. He's going to get some help from Jared Heasley down the straightaway. Meanwhile, Jeff Hinkle out front continues to lead and has just set the fastest lap of the race so far. But Greg McDaniels is starting to close in just a little bit. Mark Nelson in third, Mark Dantuma in fourth. Kevin Reed in fifth and Brandon... Oh, Bill Percy's in the wall. What in the world just happened to Bill Percy? Bill comes off of turn three. Oh, gets the outside wall. Springer manages to avoid him. William Mann Sr. gets by. Everybody gets clear, but Bill a hard hit into the outside wall. Jeff Hinkle continuing to lead. Canadian Stig looks like he has been to pit road on his way back out. Has gotten that car fixed. The top four single file about a minute and a quarter apart. Kevin Reed back in fifth. Jeff Hinkle's lead is shrinking and shrinking quickly as Greg McDaniel has caught him. Worth mentioning again, Mark Dantuma currently tied for the points lead. Running in fourth place, the only driver in the top five in points who has not had a win yet this season. Yeah, he has been the points leader for the majority of the season, and we've got a battle for the lead. Greg McDaniel had the nose in off of turn three, couldn't get there. Jeff Hinkle out front, Greg McDaniel. There is smoke ahead, and it looks like it might have been the Canadian Stig again. Cold tires at Pocono through turn one. The car is just so loose. Greg McDaniel now looking to the bottom again. He's trying to get the run on Hinkle. Can't quite get there yet, but that is allowing Mark Nelson and Mark Dantuma to reel him in. The top four now separated by 3/4 of a second. Kevin Reed back in fifth is 0.8 of a second behind this battle. Eric Stoy in sixth, Jared Heasley now in seventh. Harley Barletta has fallen back to eighth. Richie West in ninth and Aaron Mason in 10th. Brandon Springer currently in 11th. Ian Ogden in 12th. William Mann Sr. in 13th. Brian Oshinska in 14th. And Bill Percy in 15th. Bill's still rolling around with the right side damage. He has not been to pit road for repairs yet. And obviously that is messing with the handling of his car a little bit. Eric Stoy starting to move forward. He is down underneath Kevin Reed going for 5th. Clears Kevin into turn 1, but Kevin comes back down to the bottom. Right behind, Harley Barletta starting to look for a move on Jared Heasley. Kevin has the nose in on Eric Stoy as they go into the tunnel turn. And out of turn 2, Kevin Reed, Eric Stoy drag race to turn 3. And Kevin Reed finally completes the pass. He is up to 5th. Eric Stoy back to 6th. Meanwhile, Jared Heasley, Harley Barletta, and Richie West have managed to close back in. And it looks like Eric is literally pushing Kevin down the front straightaway. They are trying to close that gap of 1.5 seconds on Mark Dantuma in 4th. Meanwhile, Jeff Hinkle out front still has Greg McDaniel right there with him. Mark Nelson currently runs in 3rd. Mark Dantuma in 4th. Kevin Reed in 5th. And here comes Eric Stoy. Currently in 6th, trying to hold off an attack from Jared Heasley. Worth noting, Jared Heasley, multiple official wins at this track. So he definitely knows how to get it done here. But now Jared Heasley under attack. Harley Barletta down to the bottom at turn 3. Meanwhile, Eric Stoy under Kevin Reed. And Greg McDaniel looks back to the inside for the lead. Can't get there yet. Eric Stoy trying to get the run into turn 1. Harley Barletta down under Heasley. Through turn 1 rather. Harley Barletta pulls back ahead of Jared Heasley. Eric Stoy in 6th, Kevin Reed in 5th. Jeff Hinkle out front, but here comes Mark Nelson under Greg, going for 2nd place. A little bobble out of Greg off of turn 3 as they go down the front straightaway. Mark Nelson trying to get a little side draft, get some advantage going into turn 1. They are even as they come into 1. And Mark has to back out of it way more than Greg McDaniel does. Still off turn 1, they are still side by side. It's a drag race down the straightaway. Greg has the drafting advantage from Jeff Hinkle. Nelson still trying to make something happen on the bottom, but can't get there. And now Mark Dantuma looks down to the inside for 3rd. Marks get into the wall off turn 3. Mark Nelson, Mark Dantuma both just come off turn 3 a little too hot. Both of them get the wall. What are the odds of that happening? Let's see if we can get that one again. If we can dial up the chopper view of that incident. Dantuma sends it deep into turn 3. Nelson gets a run back up to the back bumper. They come off of turn 3 and synchronized wall slam. See if we can get a look at both cars. The right side of Mark Nelson's car a little bit banged up. Mark Dantuma's also a little banged up, although not quite as bad. This track definitely, any aero damage plays a big factor here. We'll have to see if over time that becomes a problem. Jeff Hinkle now starting to open up a bit of a gap on Greg McDaniel, 0.8 of a second. Mark Dantuma a full 1.8 seconds back from that battle now. Mark Nelson 1.1 seconds behind him, and Harley Barletta now up into 5th, starting to try and run these guys down. Eric Stoy looked like he struggled a little bit off turn 3 that time, and Richie West drops to the bottom. Eric backs out a little bit. Richie sends it deep into 1, and Richie West will take 6th. Eric Stoy back to 7th. Kevin Reed has started to fade. He is back in 8th. Jared Heasley also fading a little bit in 9th. Aaron Mason now in 10th is close right to their back bumpers. Ian Ogden also with him in 11th. Oh, Brandon Springer in the wall. Brandon Springer gets the wall through turn 2. Brandon drives down into turn 2. The track definitely starting to heat up. Just pushes a little too much and gets that outside wall. Looks like he did get some right front damage out of that. Jeff Hinkle continues to lead. Greg McDaniel in 2nd, Mark Dantuma in 3rd. Now here comes Harley Barletta. Underneath Mark Nelson, Harley Barletta to 4th. Harley Barletta, last time by, was faster than all 3 cars in front of him. And look at this line back behind, led by Richie West in 6th place. All the way back 6th to 10th place through Aaron Mason. Single file, nose to tail. Jeff Hinkle, 3/4 of a second ahead of Greg McDaniel. Mark Dantuma in 3rd, and Harley Barletta closing in 4th. Mark Nelson now back in 5th. Looking at his lap times, apparently that right side damage he got off of. Wait a minute, we've got some excitement back behind as Mark Dantuma's on pit road. And here comes Aaron Mason down to the bottom under Ian Ogden. Can't quite get there yet, but off turn 3 last time, there was quite a spread. This is this 5-car battle about to heat up a bit. Obviously, that damage Mark Nelson got earlier, he has chosen to come in, get it fixed, and get back out there on a fresh set of tires. Because this track is so big, and because pit stops don't take that long, you do not lose a lap, and Mark Nelson now coming to pit road. Green flag pit stops underway. I'm guessing that the two Marks stopping a little bit earlier than necessary for repairs. Harley Barletta now up into third place, 4.5 seconds behind Greg McDaniel. Jeff Hinkle comes around, and the top two do not come to pit road. Harley Barletta does not come. Meanwhile, look at these battles coming off pit road as Ian Ogden battling it out with Kevin Reed. Aaron Mason now underneath Jared Heasley as he moves forward. Kevin tries crossing over, back underneath Ian Ogden down the straightaway. Aaron Mason now making his way up into 8th, Ian in 7th. As they continue to fight their way forward, Kevin Reed in 6th. Ian down underneath Kevin Reed, trying to take the position back. While they are battling side by side, Eric Stoy able to pull away just a little bit. Richie West has pulled away by over a second now, up into 4th. Harley Barletta starting to slowly chip away at the leaders. Now down to right at 4 seconds. Jeff Hinkle's lead now 1.25 seconds over Greg McDaniel. Harley in 3rd. Harley gaining quickly on the top two. Richie West in 4th, 4 seconds back. And here we go again as Eric Stoy now up on the high side. Kevin Reed trying to come by. Ian Ogden's going to try and make it 3 wide, headed to turn 1. Will anybody back? Kevin Reed backs out. Ian Ogden sends it, picks up 2 spots, and moves into 5th. Eric Stoy now back into 6th. Kevin Reed in 7th. Aaron Mason in 8th. William Mann Sr. in 9th. Brian Oshinska in 10th. Jared Heasley now on pit road. Jeff Hinkle continues to lead. Greg McDaniel's come to pit road from 2nd place. Harley stays out. A lot of different strategies playing out. Kevin Reed now on pit road. Several different pit strategies playing out here early on. Tire fall off becoming a factor. Jeff Hinkle's fastest lap was a 55.16. His last time by a 57.16. Exactly 2 seconds slower over the last 23 laps. With a lot of the top drivers hitting pit road, getting fresh tires, that 2 seconds a lap these guys are going to give up may come into play. We may see these guys on pit road next time by. Richie West now up into third. Eric Stoy is on pit road. And I think Kevin Reed might have gotten caught speeding on pit road. He has not been back out on track yet. Brandon Springer now on pit road. Eric Stoy on pit road. He is on his way out. Jared Heasley back out on track. Bill Percy is on pit road. Kevin Reed finally rolling off pit road. What a catastrophic pit stop. Ian Ogden gives up 4th place. He's on pit road. Jeff Hinkle, expect him to stretch to the last possible drop of fuel and tire, last little bit of rubber on those Goodyears. Jeff Hinkle is known for saving the tires, saving the car, and making it last as long as is possible. Jeff Hinkle gives up the lead. He is coming to pit road. Harley Barletta is staying out. And Harley Barletta takes the lead for the first time tonight. Richie West now up into 2nd place. Aaron Mason being scored in 3rd. William Mann Sr., Brian Oshinska also on pit road. Harley Barletta out front for the first time tonight. Expect him on to pit road in the next lap, maybe 2, if he can stretch the fuel. Nope, Harley is in. Will Richie West try and stay out and lead a lap? He is. Richie West goes to the lead for the first time here tonight. Aaron Mason also on pit road now. As they cycle through, Mark Dantuma now up to 2nd, Greg McDaniel in 3rd. Once Richie West pits, that will put Mark Dantuma into the lead. Bill Percy hanging on right there at the tail end of the lead lap, trying to get back on the lead lap. Here comes Greg McDaniel. Mark Nelson back in 3rd. Richie West is on pit road. When Mark Dantuma comes around this time, he will assume the lead. Mark Dantuma leads for the first time here tonight. Greg McDaniel in 2nd. Mark Nelson now in 3rd. Lap traffic beginning to play into this race as Bill Percy right behind the second place car. Bill currently in 13th, Ian Ogden in 14th, and after a catastrophic pit stop, Kevin Reed back in 15th place. Justin, I feel the exact same way, buddy. Greg McDaniel has gotten by Mark Dantuma for the lead. Mark Dantuma now in second. Here comes Mark Nelson in third. Jeff Hinkle in fourth, and fifth place is Jared Heasley after pit stops. Jared's starting to make his way forward. Harley Barletta fell back all the way to sixth place, but is starting to make his way forward as he comes around the lap car of Kevin Reed. Greg McDaniel back out front. And let's see how Greg got past Mark Dantuma, because Mark had a bit of a gap. But off turn one, Greg had a run down the back straightaway. And it looks like Greg might have gotten a little help from Bill Percy. They just fly right by Mark Dantuma. Justin, that is the best name I've heard for it. Pocono is the Bermuda Triangle. The irony of tonight's race at Pocono being sponsored by a league named Anywhere But Pocono is quite funny. And several of the cars bearing the logos for Anywhere But Pocono, including Mark Nelson, as you see, who is one of the admins for Anywhere But Pocono and also was the fastest in qualifying and in practice. But in race trim, it is Greg McDaniel out front. Mark Nelson in second, Mark Dantuma in third. Ian Ogden, who had been fighting his way forward, lost a lap on his pit stop. Looks like he may have also gotten a speeding penalty, and he is trying to fight his way back. Ian currently scored in 14th. Jared Heasley in 6th. Harley Barletta has gotten back by. Oh, Justin, I have been there, buddy. Harley Barletta up to 5th now, trying to run down Mark Dantuma, 5.7 seconds ahead. 4 races to go until the playoffs after tonight, and the points battle definitely getting exciting with Mark Dantuma and Harley Barletta tied for the lead. AJ Gotze 7 points behind in 3rd. Greg McDaniel another 9 points back in 4th, and Jeff Hinkle 5 points back from him in 5th. Harley Barletta this time did not get an opportunity to try and send the car 5 wide into turn 1 on lap 1, like he has been known to do. Brian Oshinska is starting to come alive mid-pack. He is up to 11th after starting in 16th place. And he is caught up to the back bumper of Brandon Springer in 10th. Aaron Mason currently running in 9th. Richie West in 8th. Richie having a great night here tonight. Eric Stoy up to 7th, coming by the lap car of Kevin Reed. Jared Heasley in 6th. Harley Barletta in 5th. Harley really closing the gap down on Mark Dantuma now, 2.6 seconds. Harley Barletta, after the pit stop, came back out in about 7th place, has continued to run drivers down, but currently 8.3 seconds behind the leader. Mark Dantuma currently in 4th, trying to hold him off, but the gap now just 1.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Mark Nelson in 3rd, trying to catch up to Jeff Hinkle in 2nd. Hinkle starting to pull away just a little bit. Meanwhile, Greg McDaniel out front has a 2.7 second lead. Greg McDaniel has 1 win so far this season, looking for his 2nd win here tonight. Would help him. He would pull up with AJ Godsey not in the race tonight. Greg McDaniel would pull up into 3rd in points. Harley Barletta has gotten past Mark Dantuma, now up into 4th, 3.6 seconds back from Mark Nelson. Remember, Mark Nelson and Mark Dantuma pitted earlier than everybody else, whereas Harley Barletta was one of the last drivers to come to pit road. Speaking of last drivers to come to pit road, Richie West was the last driver to pit on lap 27. And he is starting to gain little by little on Eric Stoy in 7th place. Eric, however, catching up to the back bumper of Jared Heasley here. Eric has definitely caught up to him, but can he get a run on him here? Eric looking down to the bottom through turn 3. Side by side down the front straightaway, but Jared Heasley a momentum advantage up on the high side. And Eric sends it deep into turn 1 and makes the pass. Eric Stoy now to 5th. Mark Dantuma back on pit road. This is a bit early. Greg McDaniel. Oh, Bill Percy just kissed the wall off of turn 2. Jeff Hinkle currently in 2nd. Mark Nelson in 3rd. Harley Barletta in 4th has closed that gap down to 2.3 seconds. All the drivers will have to make one more pit stop, but if it's timed right, they only need one more. Some of these drivers, if they do not extend based on 22 laps, 20 to 22 laps, they will not be able to go the distance and they'll have to make a third stop. Whereas guys that stretched it out, like Harley Barletta and Richie West, they will only need one more pit stop. Fuel strategy definitely could come into play here tonight. Jeff Hinkle in second has started gaining ever so slowly on Greg McDaniel. He has chopped away 0.2 of a second on the leader. Mark Nelson currently in third, almost 3 seconds back from Hinkle. Harley Barletta in fourth, now 1.3 seconds back from Mark Nelson. Eric Stoy in fifth, about 7 seconds back after clearing Jared Heasley, has not been able to gain very much time. Greg McDaniel was one of the drivers that stopped on lap 22. Could see him on pit road in about 4 or 5 more laps, and that will mean it's questionable if he can go the distance on fuel. He's got to try and stretch that fuel mileage here. Mark Nelson back in third. Don't look in your mirror now, Mark, because Harley Barletta is right there with you. Harley Barletta has been running everybody down here tonight. Looking for his third win of the season. The winningest driver of the season so far, AJ Godsey, not in the field tonight. The last time we saw AJ race at Pocono, though, it was one of his most frustrating nights. Almost cost him his playoff chances. Harley Barletta goes by the lap car of Bill Percy and right to the back bumper of Mark Nelson. Harley down to the bottom. Through turn 3, and Harley Barletta now to third and trying to run down Jeff Hinkle in second place. Jeff 3 3/4 seconds ahead. After pit stops, Harley was over 10 seconds behind the leader. That gap now down to 5 1/4. However, as we saw in that first run, Jeff Hinkle really came alive late in the run. Plus, as is often the case with Jeff Hinkle, he's able to run further than everybody else, conserving tires and fuel. Jeff Hinkle also starting to reel Greg McDaniels in just a little bit. Harley Barletta already pulling away from Mark Nelson by 7/10 of a second. Eric Stoy back in fifth, excuse me. Now 8 seconds behind Mark Nelson. Jared Heasley in sixth. Mark Dantuma has completed his second pit stop. Currently running in 14th. Mark down on the bottom trying to get around Eric Stoy. Looks like Mark got a penalty on pit road. He had a long pit stop and now a lap down as Greg McDaniel gave up the lead and is on pit road. Jeff Hinkle back to the lead. 26 laps to go and don't know if Greg McDaniel can go the distance from here. We might see some late race splash and go pit stops. Jeff Hinkle can easily stretch it several more laps, as can Harley Barletta. Expect Mark Nelson back in before too much longer. His last stop was on lap 18. Mark Nelson is on pit road. Jeff Hinkle and Harley Barletta are both in as well. Eric Stoy stays out. He will assume the lead here. Jared Heasley stays out. He is going to assume second place. Richie West now to third. But the top three will come off pit road with fresh tires. 2 seconds a lap faster. Oh, we've got a wreck. Bill Percy is spinning caution. And how is this going to affect as they were under green flag stops? Bill just gets loose down through the tunnel turn. Hard hit into the outside wall. Bill gets the car rolling but ended up towing to pit road. And Eric Stoy has the lead under caution. Jared Heasley in second, Richie West in third, and this will change pit strategy as well. All those drivers who have been to pit road already can go in, get a splash of gas, and might be able to get back off pit road quickly. The first caution of the night from Pocono. Greg McDaniel had already been to pit road, currently scored in 7th place. We'll see if he goes to pit road, and then we'll try and get a word with him. Pace car brings him around out of turn 3. And everybody, the top 3 are going to pit road. Aaron Mason is coming. Brandon Springer is coming. Brian Oshinska is coming. But the guys who had just pitted, Greg McDaniel, Jeff Hinkle, Harley Barletta, all stay out. And let's see if we can get a word with our leader. Hey, Greg, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug. How you doing?
Hey, I am good. I have to ask, it looked like you could only go 22 laps on fuel, and, you know, obviously the caution's going to play into this, but Are you going to be good to go on fuel from here?
Yeah, I'm good. I can actually get 24. I short pitted Jeff the first time just to try to get around him, which worked out. And then Mark and Jeff had short pitted me, and I had to work around them. So I wanted to make sure I held my position that time. So I short pitted again. But yeah, I'm good on fuel.
So you have been one of the fastest out there. You've been able to pull away, but now the pack, you had a decent gap building, and now the pack is back together. Can you pull away again?
I don't know. Mark is really good on early runs, and Jeff is too. Even though he's known for tire saving, he's good out of the gate. I don't like these desperation green flags. I don't tend to fare well on them, so I'm pretty disappointed the yellow came out.
Well, hopefully you can keep that position and keep marching forward. A great run so far, and good luck, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
Greg McDaniel currently has the lead, is good to go on fuel from here. Jeff Hinkle in second, Harley Barletta in third, Eric Stoy in fourth. He was the first car to pit under the caution. This definitely is going to benefit him here tonight. Jared Heasley now in fifth, Richie West in sixth. Mark Dantuma is coming down pit road again. As they get the 1 to green, I do believe. Yep, the lights are out on the pace car. They get 1 to green here. Dantuma might just be topping off on fuel. He hits his pit box. Let's see if he gets any tire. He is getting fresh tires. Could that fresh set of tires for Mark Dantuma come into play here? Down the back straightaway, everybody stacks back up side by side. Greg McDaniel, Jeff Hinkle on the front row. Harley Barletta, Eric Stoy on the second row. Jared Heasley, Richie West on the third. Aaron Mason, Ian Ogden on the fourth row. Brandon Springer and William Mann Sr. rounding out the top 10. New restart zones are in effect here tonight. Pace car is in. They fire, green flag is in the air. 21 laps to go from Pocono. Greg McDaniel off like a bullet out to the front. Richie West looked like he got a little bit of a push going into turn one as he tried to get under Eric Stoy. Greg McDaniel out front, Jeff Hinkle closing that gap. Harley Barletta in third. Here comes Richie West, back underneath Eric Stoy. Can't quite get there yet. That is the battle for fourth place. And now Jared Heasley looks under Richie. Out of turn three, side by side, Jared Heasley and Richie West. Richie has a momentum advantage, pulls ahead. Greg McDaniel, meanwhile, opens up a half-second gap on Jeff Hinkle. Harley Barletta in third, now 1.1 seconds behind the leader. Eric Stoy in fourth, Richie West in fifth. Jared Heasley currently runs in sixth, Brandon Springer in seventh. Aaron Mason in 8th, Mark Nelson 9th, and Kevin Reed in 10th. Oh, Kevin Reed gets together with William Mann. They both keep rolling, no caution. Let's see if we can see what the heck just happened. Out of turn 1, a drag race down the back straightaway. William Mann comes down just a little bit, then Kevin Reed moves up just a little bit. They head down into turn 2, and looks like Kevin Reed just gets a little push on corner entry. They get together. That moves Kevin Reed back to 13th, William Mann back to 14th. Both cars having some right side damage now. Meanwhile, Greg McDaniel under attack. Here comes Hinkle to the bottom. Hinkle's got a run coming off of turn 3. They are side by side down the front straightaway. Hinkle pulls ahead at the line. Back behind, Eric Stoy looking underneath Harley Barletta for 3rd. Greg Wright in Hinkle's tire tracks. Eric Stoy now in 3rd, Harley Barletta back to 4th. Jared Heasley in 5th has Richie West and Brandon Springer right behind him. And Harley Barletta coming back on the inside for 3rd. Harley down to the bottom, gets the nose ahead. And clears Eric Stoy back into 3rd. Eric's starting to look low. Can he get it a run into turn 1? Not yet. Jeff Hinkle starting to open up a small gap on Greg McDaniel. Greg McDaniel currently in 2nd, Harley Barletta in 3rd, but Eric Stoy looks back to the bottom. Through the tunnel turn, Eric a little kick out coming off the turn, but holds his foot down and pulls ahead. And here comes Jared Heasley into the mix. Jared now right to the back bumper on Harley Barletta. He looks to the bottom. Off into turn 1, Jared Heasley dead even with him. And Heasley now up into 4th. Jeff Hinkle's lead over Greg McDaniel, now 0.6 of a second. Eric Stoy in 3rd, but about to have his hands full as Jared Heasley has caught him. Meanwhile, we saw Mark Dantuma stop late under that caution and get 4 fresh tires. He is now caught up to Mark Nelson. Dantuma now in 10th, Mark Nelson in 9th. Jared Heasley now up into 4th, trying to run down Eric Stoy. Heasley coming alive late in this race. Richie West also catching up to the back bumper on Harley. Richie West is in the wall. Brandon Springer able to drop down to the bottom and avoid it. Springer now up to 6. Richie West fading back. Aaron Mason gets by. Jeff Hinkle's lead now 0.8 of a second over Greg McDaniel. 14 laps to go. Eric Stoy in third, closing in on Greg. And Jared Heasley starting to reel in the cars ahead as well. And we're about to have a battle for second as Eric Stoy has caught Greg McDaniel. Eric down to the bottom. Off into turn 1 from inside Eric's car. And Eric Stoy to second place. Greg now back into third. Jared Heasley in fourth has caught Greg McDaniel. Jared came in tonight 7th in points, looking to make up some ground. Definitely doing so at the moment as Heasley looks low. Off of turn 3, Jared Heasley now up into third. Jeff Hinkle out front now 1 second over Eric Stoy. Harley Barletta now back to the back bumper on Greg. Brandon Springer up to 6th now. Aaron Mason in 7th. Richie in 8th after getting the wall off of turn 3. Mark Nelson in 9th. Mark Dantuma in 10th. Caution is out. Ian Ogden has crashed. Let's back it up and see what the heck happened to Ian through the tunnel turn. Looks like the 44 of Brian Oshinska pushed up, gets a little bit of the wall. Ian pushes up to the inside, goes to the inside wall and goes for a ride. Now the question becomes, who has a set of tires left here to go change and who will actually try it? There'll be less than 10 laps to go. Ian Ogden is on pit road for repairs. And with a late race restart, everything could be turned upside down. Through turn 3, and Jeff Hinkle will lead him onto pit road. Will anybody stay out for track position here? Mark Dantuma staying out. Mark Dantuma, the only driver not coming to pit road. Last pitted on lap 48. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Hey, Mark, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug. What's up?
Hey, gotta ask, man, you're staying out here. What do you feel confident you can hold the lead?
Oh, absolutely not. I just had no tires left. I got caught up in a little accident earlier, first with the wall on myself, and then Bill got me, so I ended up using tires a little early.
So you just gotta send it from here and hope for the best.
Yeah, I just got to pray they don't run over me too bad.
Well, I wish you luck, man. You've got all that extra horsepower because you're driving a Chevy for once, and that should help.
I hope so, because I'm going to need every little bit I can get.
Well, just don't spin the tires, buddy, and good luck.
I will try that. Thanks, Doug.
All right, so Mark Dantuma, the only driver in the field out of tires, he is staying out. Everybody behind him on fresh rubber. Let's see if we can get a word with Jeff Hinkle. Hey, Jeff, it's Doug. You got me?
I sure do, Doug. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I have to ask, man, the late race caution here, obviously you had some more tires, but can you get back up there the lead and pull away like you were a moment ago?
I hope so. I'm a little bit worried about the front row because and I think Greg took only 2 and Mark is on old tires, so a little worried about getting held up behind them. But we'll see how it goes here. I'm normally not very good here, and I'm having a better race than I've ever have before. So
you got to wonder if it's that Anywhere But Pocono logo on the hood.
that could be it.
Well, good luck, man. Hopefully no trouble on the restart.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
All right, so Jeff Hinkle inside of the second row. Mark Dantuma in the 13 old tires. Greg McDaniel right sides only. Everybody outside of that front row is on 4 fresh tires. This could get very interesting for those top 2 very, very quickly. Worth noting, Mark Dantuma, tied for the points lead, has not had a win yet this season. Could a miracle happen here? Mark does control the restart. As they head around the pace car, will pull off out of turn 3. The restart zones are active. And here we go. Pace car is in. They are in the restart zone. Dantuma fires. They are away. Green flag in the air. 8 laps to go. Mark Dantuma quickly jumps ahead. Jeff Hinkle on the bottom tries to clear Greg McDaniel as they head into turn 1. Dantuma gets by Greg for the moment. And here comes Eric Stoy. Jeff Hinkle now looking to the bottom on Mark Dantuma. Jeff Hinkle back to the lead as they come through turn 2. Greg McDaniel down to the bottom looking for second. Eric Stoy stuck behind, nowhere to go yet. Eric now down to the bottom, and here comes Harley Barletta looking underneath Jared Heasley. Heasley almost getting the wall off turn 3. Side by side off into turn 1. Eric Stoy, Mark Dantuma, Greg McDaniel in second, and Hinkle already pulling away. Down the back straightaway, Eric Stoy looking to the inside on Greg McDaniel. Eric quickly makes quick work of Greg McDaniel and goes to second. McDaniel bounces off the wall. Managing to hold it, he's going to look back to the inside on Eric Stoy. Can't quite get there. Now Harley Barletta looks for third. And Greg gets a little bit of the wall off turn 3. Harley Barletta, Jared Heasley trying to work past Greg McDaniel now. Jeff Hinkle just set the fastest lap of the race. Eric Stoy in second. Harley Barletta has now made his way up into third, but Jared Heasley right there with him in fourth. Jeff Hinkle continues to lead. Eric Stoy keeping him in his sights, looking for an opportunity. Harley Barletta currently in third, trying to run them both down. And Eric Stoy just beat the fast lap set by Jeff Hinkle last time. Harley Barletta in third, staying right in the draft. Jared Heasley in fourth, and looks like there's a bit of excitement back behind. 3 wide down the back straightaway as here comes William Mann Sr. He comes past Aaron Mason and Kevin Reed. Eric Stoy trying to run down Jeff Hinkle, but now has Harley Barletta on the back bumper. Jared Heasley in fourth. Greg McDaniel in fifth. The top 3 all within half a second. And Jared Heasley also still in this fight. Worth noting, this is Jared Heasley's home track. He's been here a few times. He has multiple wins in officials. Could be one to watch as the race winds down, and he has worked his way up into this lead fight. The gap now 1.2 seconds from Heasley in fourth back to Greg McDaniel in fifth. Eric Stoy keeping that gap to Jeff Hinkle right at 0.4 of a second. Harley Barletta able to get a run on Eric, but has not been able to make it stick and get past. Oh, Jeff, a little wiggle out of turn 2. Eric running a little bit lower line through turn 3. Trying to carry as much momentum off the turn as possible. 2 to go for Jeff Hinkle. Jared Heasley now looking to the bottom for third place. Heasley gets the nose in, almost clearing Harley. He does. Jared Heasley now to the top 3. Two of the top 3 cars carrying an Anywhere But Pocono logo at Pocono. In a race sponsored by the Anywhere But Pocono League. Jeff Hinkle comes out of turn 3. looking to Barney the flagman for that white flag. 1 lap to go for Jeff Hinkle. Looking for his first win of the season. Into turn 1, he pulls a little bit of a gap on Eric Stoy. Jared Heasley up to third now, trying to run him down. Likely not going to have enough time here, but still, what a comeback for Heasley. Down through the tunnel turn, Jeff Hinkle's lead 0.6 of a second. Down into turn 3. If he comes off of here with the lead, he will pull off the win. Keeps it off the wall. Out of turn 3. Jeff Hinkle gets his first win of the season. Eric Stoy comes home in second. Jared Heasley in third. And what a comeback that was for Heasley. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Hey, Jared, it's Doug. You got me?
Hold on, Doug.
Hey, I think this is your first podium finish all season long, and what a race it was.
Yeah, this is it. I was actually thinking that coming out of 3. I was like, I don't think I've talked to Doug at the end of a race this year. So good to get here, capitalized a little bit, but good finish.
It looked like late in the run you were definitely one of the cars to beat. You definitely had some late run speed and were running everybody down.
It was all turn 2, man. It's all turn 2. I wasn't as good in 1, and I wasn't as good as 3, but I found something with some of the trail braking in 2 that I rotated a little bit better and was able to get on the gas.
Well, it definitely worked, man. And two of the Anywhere But Pocono cars end up in the top 3 at Pocono. You got to be smiling about that one.
It's an ironic joke, but I thank those guys for their support. They're a fun league, so maybe we'll get out there and run with them a little bit this week and thank them a little bit.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, man. A great run.
Thank you.
Jared Heasley comes home in third. Eric Stoy finishing in second. Hey, Eric, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I'm here, Doug.
Hey, man, did you have anything for Hinkle there at the end?
Oh, no. No. It was just hitting my marks, and I wasn't hitting them. I think I wore my tires out, and we all know Jeff is the best at saving tires.
That is definitely true. You still had an awesome run. You started in ninth to come home second. Considering the competition and the way this race went, green most of the way, you've got to be really happy about that.
Oh, yeah, I am, definitely, because at the beginning of the race, my tires were shot, and then after that pit stop, I found a way to save them, and then the caution helped me and put me in good position, and after that, just ran the best I could.
Well, and tonight definitely is going to help end the points, especially with just a few races left to go till the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, it helped big time.
Well, congratulations, man. A great finish.
Hey, thank you, Doug.
And let's see if we can talk to our winner, Jeff Hinkle. Hey, Jeff, it's Doug. You got me?
I sure do, Doug. How you doing?
Hey, I am good. Did you blow the tires? I saw how many donuts you did there.
I blew the motor.
Even better.
It'll only last so long.
This is true. Man, what a run. I know we talked under that last caution. You were a little nervous about that restart. Didn't even seem to matter.
Nope. I was able to clear those guys real quickly, and Mark did me a favor by not holding me up in turn 2 on those older tires. So that made a difference to where I could break away from the group.
And it definitely paid off. Eric never got closer than about 0.4 of a second after you got clear. And every time he did, it just looked like you were able to crank out a little more power and a little bit open that gap back up.
Yeah, he was keeping me honest. If I would have made one mistake, he would have been there.
Well, you did an awesome job. He did say, you are the king of tire saving. He used up his, and you still had a little bit left.
Well, I do. I have a little bit of luck at that, I guess.
I guess so. And I mentioned it when I talked to Jared, man. Winning the race at Pocono, carrying an Anywhere But Pocono logo on, that's got to be a fun one for you.
Can't be any better than that, right?
That is definitely something you can take back to that group and say, look what I did.
There you go. Yep, exactly.
Well, congratulations, man. Another great race, your first win of the season. It definitely helps going into the playoffs.
It sure does. Thanks, Doug.
Jeff Hinkle gets the win, carrying an Anywhere But Pocono logo at Pocono. What an exciting night. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, Jones BS Racing, 7:30 Eastern. A lot of excitement coming tomorrow as well. Recruitment coming for that league soon, and a whole lot more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did, and have a wonderful night.